Hey everybody, it's Amanda, and today is Monday, and some people do Monday in their meal plan as a meatless Monday. And so I decided that I was going to try to work on a series to help people have less meat. I actually have a unique experience in that I spent a large part of my life eating, a normal diet, and then here later in my life I had a long stretch of time where I went vegan, and my family, because I cook, they had to eat a lot of vegan dishes, and they were all older, a lot of grown men in my house. so I know what meat-loving people like, and yet I also know how to make good vegan food. So I thought I would share with you guys today 5 meatless meals that even meat eaters love. And I think it'll help you guys because, a lot of people are trying to cut back. A lot of people are dealing with shortages with meat. So this will help you if you are trying to kind of limit your meat consumption, maybe stretch it a little further, or maybe even do away with it altogether, whatever your circumstances are. So 5 meals for you that even meat eaters love. And these are tested in my family of, let's see, there's 4 grown men in total. So here's what we got. Okay, so almost all of the meals that I'm going to mention have a meat version that most people are familiar with, but you can make a vegan version that tastes just as good, and because they're hearty, they're things that most meat eaters will eat it and not be missing it. So the first one is pasta fagioli. I actually have 2 versions of this recipe on my channel. I have the regular version and I have the vegan version, which I will link at the top, and you guys can check that out if you'd like. I actually made it one day. Rick and I were going on like a date, and we went to a park and a picnic, and I made a version of it. I'll put a picture up here so you can see it. But the vegan version, the guys in my family have had many times, and they love it. One of the concerns people have with having meatless meals is if, they're not going to get enough protein. And so one of the ways I want to encourage you is to say here at the very beginning that anytime you have beans and a grain, you're going to have complete protein. So when you have a dish like pasta fagioli, it has beans in it, and the grain comes in the form of the pasta. So between the beans and the pasta, you have a complete protein, so you're getting all your nutritional needs met. With all the vegetables, you have all kinds of other vitamins and nutrients and things like that. And then you're going to feel full because it's very hearty, even though it's a soup. You can have it with a great loaf of bread. You can have a salad with it, and trust me, I'm telling you, the guys in my family love this one. It's full of flavor, and that's the other thing. The guys in the family are happy if they feel full, if they're getting plenty of protein, and if it's got some flavor. And this dish has all of it. So pasta fagioli, it's an Italian favorite. I have a version, like I said, I'll also link it in the description box, and give it a try. If you want to stretch your meat or get rid of it completely, it's a great meatless meal. So another great common meatless meal is one that I'm sure most people are familiar with. You might even have it on most Tuesdays, is tacos, or, burritos, fajitas, any of those kinds of dishes. But tacos for us are pretty much a staple. And the guys in my family will definitely eat tacos if I have plenty of filling. I think a lot of us, when they think of tacos, they think of just like meat and cheese. And it's like, how can you have a taco without meat and cheese? Well, there's so much other stuff that you can put on a taco that it doesn't just have to be meat and cheese. Of course, when we're having a vegan version, we always have it with beans and rice. And believe it or not, it tastes amazing. What I like to do is I will actually make some beans. I'll just even take a can of black beans and put it on the stove. And this is actually one way that I use up leftover rice if I have already pre-made leftover rice, or you can make your own rice. This is a simple version, not an authentic version, but I'll take those beans, I'll throw some rice in there, I'll put a little taco seasoning in there, stir it up, and when you put it in the taco with all of the other ingredients, frankly, it doesn't taste much different. Now, you can always do other ways. You can have the tortilla itself is a grain, so you don't even have to have rice. I just enjoy rice. So you can just toss some refried beans in there, and all of your veg and guacamole and salsa and all of the things that you want that make a taco taste delicious to you. And it's still going to be amazing. The guys in my house, again, if I put enough filling in it and they're just like shoving it down, and it tastes, well seasoned, everybody's happy. Everybody's happy. They feel full. They feel good. and you're moving on with your day. So tacos, always a favorite in this house. It will work for you. So the next one I actually discovered when my family went vegan for an entire week. I actually have a food diary series that you can check out if you want. I'll link that at the top so you can see it. But the week that we went vegan, the number one favorite meal that my family tried that week was shepherd's pie. And now I've tried with this list to give you things that you could do without any kind of processed ingredients. And you can definitely make a shepherd's pie with all ingredients that are just natural whole food ingredients. But the week that I did it, I actually used some vegan meatballs that I got from Aldi, which again was one of my family's favorite ingredients that we discovered that week. So they're inexpensive. If you want to try them, you certainly can. But you can absolutely fill a shepherd's pie with any kind of other ingredients. There's a ton of recipes out there. Essentially what a shepherd's pie is like, normally it would be meat and vegetables with gravy covered with mashed potatoes. And you can imagine why a bunch of guys would certainly love that, right? So when I did the vegan version, I used the meatballs that I found, a bunch of veg, vegan gravy, and I topped it with mashed potatoes. Like I said, you could totally do just veg, you could do tofu, you could do any other vegan meats if you choose, you could do black beans, you could do any kind of anything. I mean, the beauty of a shepherd's pie is it's just a bunch of filler with some gravy and potatoes. It's a winner. It's a winner. Now, you want to make sure that you're putting some protein in there if you want to get a full protein and make sure everybody's full. So definitely make sure you're checking the nutritional elements that you're putting within your shepherd's pie, but it's not super hard to do, trust me. And if I can recommend a gravy, this is what actually made it. You want to make sure you have a good vegan gravy. This is what I use. Now, this one is actually gluten-free as well. It's the Mayakama's gluten-free savory herb gravy mix. And this is a meat and dairy free gravy. And I'll put a link to this Amazon affiliate link down in the description box if you're interested, if you don't have this where you live. But it's where we live, it's only like $1. It's very inexpensive. And if you make a big giant shepherd's pie, I mean, that's at least 2 meals, even with all the big guys in my family. And they have other flavors too, like this is a turkey flavor, but again, this is a vegan one and gluten-free. So this might be a good option for you. But that's the key to it. You got to have a good gravy. Have a good gravy, and a shepherd's pie will be amazing for you. Gravy, potatoes, a bunch of fillers, your guys will be happy. I say guys just because the guys in my house are the hardest ones to please. But, it could be anyone. All right, so the fourth one that I have on my list is fried rice. Again, heading back to the main elements that you want to make sure you're covering are hardiness, sufficient protein, and flavorful. Well, the great thing about fried rice or Asian food in general is there's plenty of flavor if you're using the right ingredients. So definitely check your ingredients, but it's also a great one to make on a budget too, because it's again one that you're using leftover rice. If you have leftover rice, you're pretty much putting some oil in a pan, frying your rice, and then you're going to toss all your other elements in it. And this is, again, the beauty that you can add anything that you like. One of my favorites that I used to really enjoy when I was vegan was I would take tofu and I would just fry up some tofu, like tofu scramble, like you would normally have for breakfast. And then I would put that in the fried rice with some kale. And it was like one of my absolute favorites. And then you've covered the protein, you've covered the flavor, you've covered all of the things that you need to make it hearty and delicious. And rice is so super filling. So that is definitely one of the things that I like to do with my family members. And again, you can do it with processed vegan foods, or you can do it without processed vegan foods. You just want to make sure you're getting all of those nutritional elements. And then you've met the needs of your family. They're full, they're happy, and you can go on with your day. And this one's inexpensive. They're pretty much all inexpensive, to be honest with you. But I think fried rice, just because of the fact, by virtue of the fact that you're usually using leftover rice, makes it a really good one. And finally, the last one, and this is probably the one that we had most often in the year, was chili. Now, my guys love chili. I mean, it's just a hearty meal. So everybody in my house loves it, and you can make it in so many different ways. I have a really great pumpkin chili that my family loves, right up the top, and you can use that. And you can make it with meat in it, or just take the meat out, and it's still amazingly delicious and hearty, and everybody loves it. In fact, sometimes we'll eat it just plain as chili, and sometimes we'll serve it over a baked potato, and the guys like it that way too, because for whatever reason they feel like that's even extra filling. And so chili is one of those things, especially, I mean, it's kind of summer now, but even in the summertime, like right now, all of the ingredients for chili are fresh. You know, you have tomatoes in your garden, you have peppers in your garden, you probably have anything that you would add. Corn is really good right now. So whatever you have that you can find fresh and seasonal, even though it might be the midst of summer, you know, chili is still amazing no matter what time of year it is. I mean, it's just good. So chili's a great one. It covers all the bases, definitely covers the flavorful aspect. And I highly recommend, by the way, if you are making chili, that you use smoked paprika. That's just my opinion on the chili business, but definitely try the smoked paprika with your chili just to add that extra flavor if you're doing it vegan, because the smoked paprika adds almost like a bacony flavor. It's that smokiness, and it really adds something if you don't have the meat. So just a side note, put a little smoked paprika in it with the vegan one, and the guys might not even notice there's not meat in there. Honestly, if you have enough fillers, if you have enough beans and rice and all the different things, and I said rice, I put rice in mine sometimes just because I'm adding everything in. I'm literally, when I make chili, a lot of times I'm just going through my fridge and like, what kind of leftovers do we have? Going in the chili. You know, this is a great time of year. A lot of folks are getting zucchini and they don't know what to do with zucchini because, you know, you don't want to just keep putting it in bread. I shred up zucchini and I put it in my chili. Like, I mean, literally throw everything in my chili, and everybody loves it. As long as it's filling, as long as it's delicious, the guys will love it. And that's definitely a meat-free meal that everyone can appreciate. So there you go. 5 meat-free meals. That's like a month's worth, guys. You can do a whole month of meat-free meals and probably no one will complain or even notice. If you have any more questions about how you can help your family to eat less meat, go ahead and put that down in the comment section and I'll try to answer that for you. I totally understand when you're on a budget and you just have limited meat and you want to try to make things that your family will enjoy and also meet your health goals, and you know, it's a struggle because they don't like everything. So just, I hope this helps you and you are able to enjoy more Meatless Mondays. So, all right, that's it. You guys have a great day and I'll see you next time.